Everyone, welcome back. Polestar expects to boost sales by 80% this year following a record in 2022. And they really did do terrific in 2022. Extremely well. The all-new Polestar 3 will help to boost sales and to push the automaker to a higher end of markets. How is Polestar expected to sell approximately 80,000 electric vehicles in 2023 after enjoying a record of 2022? And initially, the Polestar community, we expected Polestar to build at least above 100,000 vehicles this year. At least that's what they said they would. 120,000, I believe. Now, those numbers haven't been updated in quite some time. So if Polestar is expecting to deliver 80,000 instead of 120,000, 80,000 is actually very realistic. That would be only 30,000 extra vehicles compared to what they built last year in 2022. So that's much more realistic. And that is still quite incredible. Now, last year, the Swedish car automaker sold roughly 51,500 vehicles around the world, roughly 21,000 of which were sold in the fourth quarter alone. This represents an 80% increase year over year, making 2022 the best year enjoyed by Polestar in its short existence. So sales are tipped to climb a further 60% through 2023, which should bring them as high as 80,000 units. But I'm still hoping that Polestar can deliver 100,000 vehicles. Now, the interesting thing is that I'm not so sure that 80,000 vehicles is going to make a big difference to the stock price. Seriously, 80,000 vehicles is not enough to keep the stock price above $10. The only way that Polestar could accomplish this at the moment is if they started to deliver the Polestar 3 in good quantities and people are really impressed and there is suddenly a trend, a boost in the Polestar company. If people receive that Polestar SUV really well, then it could have a positive effect on the share price for sure. But without this, there's numerous other SUVs, electric SUVs. Competition out there is strong. So without this, it's not enough to get Polestar shares to stay above $10 this year. Now, I'll admit, my latest prediction, Polestar share can definitely hit $10 this year, perhaps even $15, depending on how. All depends on how much money being piled into the electric vehicle sector in stocks and shares. If investors start to become more bullish and they start reinvesting money back into Tesla, I'm guaranteeing that Polestar will see a positive effect. Their share price could double, triple, 4x, 5x this year alone, depending on how well the stocks and shares market go for electric vehicles. Last year wasn't the best year, obviously. People have different ideas of what they want to accomplish. This could have an effect on the market. This is what I'm looking forward to. This is what we should all be looking forward to. So I expect Polestar to hit $10, $15. Do I expect them to stay above that price? No, I do not. If they delivered 100,000 vehicles this year, could they stay above $10? Yes, that's definitely possible. Think about it. Right now, they delivered 51,000 vehicles last year. If they double their production this year, wouldn't that make sense that the share price would double? At first glance, yes, it sounds perfect. It sounds like, yeah, the share price should double, but that's not how the world works. That's not how finance works. That's not how the stocks and shares market work. That's not how people's mind work. That's not how the institutional investors work either. Institutional investors invest strategically. They don't do it necessarily random. They plan for it. And they're really strategic about when they do it and why they do it and how much they put into the market and how much they want to leave with. They don't necessarily want to take the entire casino, but sometimes what they just want is a couple extra chips. I don't know if you understand that analogy, but I hope so. Now, additionally, more information from Polestar CEO Thomas Ingerleth in a statement, and I quote, "I'm proud of the many milestones we achieved in 2022, and in particular the massive team effort that went into delivering our strongest quarter to date, over 50,000 global volumes target for the year." He went on to say, "We're now fully focused on 2023. There will be the usual quarterly variations, but I'm confident that we will continue to actively manage our supply chain to meet the growing demand for Polestar 2s, and then commence first deliveries of the Polestar 3 and launch the Polestar 4 this year." That's Polestar plans. Deliver as many Polestar 2s as possible. Begin manufacturing the Polestar 3 so you can get it start delivering in the late quarter of 2023 and early 2024. And obviously debut the new Polestar crossover SUV, the Coupe SUV, early this year or mid this year, or they could just do it in October like they did last year. Could be late, could be super late, but I hope it's earlier. Now, the Polestar 3 is shaping up to be a particularly important vehicle for the company's global expansion. It is more expensive and premium than the current Polestar 2 sedan, and is positioned as a rival to transition SUVs like Porsche Cayenne, and as well as all-electric alternatives such as the Rivian R1S. So entry-level Polestar 3 models come fitted with a pair of electric motors that produce a combined 483 brake horsepower, 620 pound-feet of torque. Those seeking more extra grunt can opt for a power pack, which is good for 510 brake horsepower, 671 pound-feet of torque, resulting in a 0 to 62 miles per hour sprint in 4.7 seconds. That's not too bad for an SUV. However, it's not as fast as the Tesla Model X. I have a theory on why Polestar vehicles, when sold, are so slow compared to other electric vehicles. It's not slow, it's not actually slow, but compared with other electric vehicles, it's not as fast, to be completely honest. And my theory is, it is because they want to deliver as many over-the-air updates throughout the next 5, 10, 20 years, as many as possible, so they can charge you extra money to upgrade your vehicle gradually. Instead of giving you this vehicle fully packed, 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, no, they sell you a slow vehicle on purpose in order to give your vehicle upgrades over time. And this is a smart business. It's a smart business. It works. If I was in their position, I would do the exact same thing. When Tesla sells you a vehicle, a Tesla S Plaid, it goes 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. There's little the company can do to improve that vehicle. That vehicle limits their power, limits their use cases. What are they going to do with that vehicle to make extra money from customers? But Polestar, on the other hand, they sell you an SUV that goes to 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. There's so much room for improvement over the next 10, 20 years. So realistically, there's a lot of money to be made in the Polestar vehicles that people don't even realize. That's why I'm investing in this company, because they're thinking incredibly smart. I love the leadership. I really do. I like the leadership. I like how they think. I like how they view the world and what they're doing, what they're building. I like it. And while the share price is cheap, I'm enjoying this cheap share price because I love to buy the company shares when it's cheap. It makes more sense to me. Why should I buy a fair company at an expensive price when I can buy a fair company at a cheap price? This is a fair company. This is a good company, and they're cheap. Recently, a couple months ago maybe, Polestar released a new over-the-air update for the Polestar 2. It cost around $1,200. Let's do some simple math. If 100 customers chose to upgrade, that would make Polestar a profit of over, 120 grand, 130 grand, rough maths, perhaps even more. And that's just 100 customers. What if 1,000 Polestar 2 customers upgraded? That would have made them easily 1.5 million maybe? Just a rough idea. That's the power that they have if they can gradually upgrade their cars over the years. And it's not just Polestar. Other companies are doing the same thing. Porsche released an update recently for their Porsche Taycan. I love Porsche as well. So listen, it's just smart business. And at the end of the day, we are investors. Not financial advice, but we need to remain objective. Do not get your feelings involved. I try not to get my feelings involved. I try to be quite objective and think strictly business. In a business term, that's the smartest thing to do as a company. If you can generate gradual income by releasing an over-the-air update, it creates so much revenue for your company. It's an amazing quality to have. It's an amazing position to be in as a company. That's why BMW is charging customers for seat warmers. The list goes on. The world is changing. The EV market is changing. Your vehicle is changing. And you have to think strategically, because I guarantee you these companies, they're thinking strategically. Now, the most amazing thing is that Polestar also released information about their expected numbers for next year. Sorry, I meant for this year. Now, this year deliveries weren't really updated, but now with this statement, I guess you can count it as an update. It says within their statement, in 2023, Polestar anticipate global volumes to increase by nearly 60% to approximately 80,000 cars, led by a strong Polestar 2 sale and later in the year, the first deliveries of the Polestar 3. That's their statement on the company's website. So the company isn't looking to deliver 100,000 vehicles anymore. They're not looking to deliver 120,000 vehicles. What it really looks like is that Polestar reduced their expectations for this year under the radar. Really sneaky. They haven't come out and said, we're reducing our numbers for this year. We're reducing our expectations delivery for this year. We're reducing our delivery guidance for this year. They haven't said that. Instead, they came out with more positivity rather than negativity. They tried to make it seem positive. Oh, we're going to increase our sale by 60% to approximately 80,000 vehicles. Yeah, that's clever. That's just clever. Once again, I'm just incredibly impressed by how this company maneuvers. They could have came out and said, we're reducing our guidance, our delivery guidance for this year, but that would have a negative effect on company morale, employees' morale, the company share price, investors. Instead, they came out with a positive twist. And I'm still a little bit disappointed knowing that Polestar is not aiming to deliver 100,000 vehicles this year. They're not aiming to deliver 120,000 anymore. That was the initial plan. 2021, 2022, that was the initial plan. That was the initial thought. That was what was written down in their documents. That's what we thought they were going to deliver. Nevertheless, I still love the company. Don't get me wrong, I still love the company, absolutely. But what do you think? Is this a way for Polestar to avoid negative press? Is this a way to avoid their share price going down? I mean, it's already cheap. If it goes any cheaper, I'll be so lucky. So lucky. But what do you think? Is it just me, or it's not just me, right? Polestar just silently reduced their expectations for this year. It's not just me who's seeing it. Come on, confirm it for me. Help me out. But I'm still bullish on the share price. I still think my recent predictions, $25 by 2024, 2026, that's definitely possible. Once they start delivering the Polestar 5 and the Polestar 6 is the icing on the cake. Once they get that vehicle, their share price, $20, $25, in my opinion. And keep in mind, that's 5x compared to where it is right now. So if I invested $100,000 into Polestar right now, by 2026, it will turn into $500,000. I am confident in this. By the way, not financial advice, but I am confident in this. That would put the market cap somewhere around 60 billion, 65 billion. And even at that market cap, it is still undervalued. So you see, the amazing thing about being an investor in Polestar is that I can't lose. I really can't. I really can't. Seriously. So thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to see more. Check out our blog. We've got a website. We post articles now. We've got a blog. Subscribe to our newsletter. We release almost daily newsletter. Check it out. Subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.